Anytime, bro. Anytime. All right, number one, when you have a tank about to start it and nobody's on the mic, this is pretty much when everything you see was when people's not on the mic, not talking, because those are the ones that actually know the mechanics. Only time you really need to be on the mic is for the last boss, because a lot of people's always calling the mechanics for a lot of situations. All right, so let's just say for a telltale sign, if you see somebody drop a supply drop, that gives the telltale sign for the tank to go. That's when everybody's ready, so they can get that buff before Grail. Because only 2 times you're allowed, well, it's technically 3 times you're allowed to drop the supply drop in here for the first boss, is for the signal for the tank. Everybody get their buff. The tank goes, get aggro, and everybody start DPSing. That's 1. 2, when you see that huge cog comes on her head, you can do orbitals only for ad phases. So you can, same thing like for, remember PCE, when the not the first ad phase, but the second, third, and fourth ad phase in PCE, when everybody used orbitals there to just get the skeletons out the way because they hit harder and it was like a little bit longer to burn. That's the same mechanics here. All the mechanics is roll up into one for this boss right here. That's all it is. It's a recycled fucking raid. So by the supply drop. So when the cog comes on her head, as soon as it comes on her head, if it gets a 80%, 60%, drop the supply drop. Anything past the half, you know how slow the supply drop lasts and it start going down. If it goes down before her cogs finish, she's gonna lunge at you. So when her cog comes up, you can drop your supply drop. Because if I don't know if you noticed when I was trolling and it cogs come up, or if I'm healing, I'll drop a supply drop on y'all guys so y'all keep the buff and keep the extra damage in. That's number 2. The third one, and it's a tricky one because she doesn't have a cog, but you have to learn how to time it on your own. When her bracers comes up, orbitals can be hitting her on her, but the orbitals is only for the ads. So if she does 3 of the things, if she has the bracers, the ads, and the mind control, you can, if the ads come up, that's priority right there. So you can still use the lock onto the maniac. When you see the maniac lunge back into the group of the ads, use your orbital. But far as the supply drop, when the braces come up, as soon as the braces come up, you can time it right and use a supply drop. But you can't do it like a second or 2 because there's no real counter on her. So those are 3 times you can drop the supply drop. Once before to get the tank ready, everybody get their buff. The second time is when it cogs. The third time is when braces come up. You can drop it as soon as braces come up, because you don't know, you can't really time it the way you want to unless you're paying attention, like really paying attention. All right, so that's the 3 right there. Orbitals only can be used on the ads phase. Normally they ask for support roles for first to do orbitals for the first ad phases, because all the DPS is consistently burning. Maniacs first, then along with the rest of the ads. Maniac get first priority on the burn with the ads. Second phase, then it's DPS, and after that everybody just alternate from there. Whatever you hit. But if you get down to let's say 25% of her health, it's all deals is off, because at the second or third phase, you will hear a tank come in to ask like, hey, you hear tanks, or somebody make a comment like the tanks would say, hey, do you want me to go ahead and the backup tank might say, hey, you want me to switch up a second ad phase or third? That's between the tanks from there. So if they switch up, you know at that point everybody gonna be slowly coming over here and regrouping. So you might hear a conversation say everybody regroup or everybody get to the corner. They coming over here because this whole spot right here, plus against the wall, plus over here is gonna be kind of hard to look. But if you locked onto her with the the L1 button, you pretty much can see the boss from the fight. But if you have the arrow on you, let's just say if you're regrouping over here with everybody else, and the tank would pretty much have her about here mid-range, you're fine, you're sitting pretty. So you got all this space here up against the wall and all this right here, the DPS. But now if you have the arrow, don't go up against the wall here. Run up here, or over here, or kite yourself back over here to the gate. And then once you see, if your camera zoomed out, 9 to 10 times it's going to be 3 people with the arrows. So if you see 1 out of 2 or 2 out of 3 and the arrows go away, that's how you know it's a fake arrow, because you're here on a conversation. You're here, fake arrow. Not that long conversation you heard Special K and everybody else, hey man, you know, hey man, you're gonna, all that's not even necessary, bro. All that is not even necessary. It's quick calls and commands. Fake arrow. Okay, bet. You know to take your ass right back over here. Now, no, hey man, I don't know if I got the real. All that extra conversation isn't called for an elite. So after that, what else? The mind control. You pretty much saw that. What's the difference of mega? Oh, that's the mega arrow is pretty much it's a damage check. So let's just say all y'all DPS is OP. Y'all hitting her so hard, burning her health down. The devs made a damage check. So if y'all burn her so fast, faster than the mechanic's supposed to come up, because remember, for example, PCE never had a damage check because y'all was burning the boss so fast, the ad phase kept coming up, her hand claps kept coming up per the health. Because before we can actually measure the health in which the mechanics would go by, this here is checked on that. So the dev made it where, for example, if y'all burn her so fast, so if y'all burn her so fast, she would actually, it would be an orbital, look like the mega beam comes right here across. It's probably like 4 or 5 about across. But you can block them, like you would see it, it's like bold as day, huge omega beam symbol right here. It'd be like maybe 4 or 5 line up. And if you see it, you can just roll out the way from it. But a lot of people look at it and freak out like, oh my god, what was that, bro? Who was that? It's a fucking mega beam. The same way everybody's dumbass can dodge it and block from it, you can't block from it, but just dodge it too. And that's pretty much it. It's all it is a health check per the boss. Now for the mind control, it's there's no two ways, but it's pretty much, it should go the smart and the best way that it's done. If you're a troller and you get EOG or not, and you're with the group, when it says mind control, the mind control, as soon as the mind control, give it like a second to, but pretty much when it says mind control phase, you're not watching Grail no more. You're watching the father box, because what happened is the father box decide which one's going to get the mind control. So if the troll is using a little bit more mechanic knowledge on this part, what he would do is watch the father box. His skull would kind of come up just before it comes up, or just wait like 3 seconds. Either electric healer or just a healer with a supercharge with group shield pop one, or the troll will pop a supercharge. Why is that? Once he popped the supercharge, let's say you got heat vision, because pretty much all DPS got heat vision. Watch, just sit there and block, because a lot of people was crying about it. Sit there and block, look around. If I got the mind control, especially a healer tank, lock onto him, hit him with the heat vision. It gets him out instantly. That's why people ask for the supercharges when it comes to trolls or the EOG spams. Because if the troll do it right, he times it, the first one gonna come up, and I give you a perfect example. Remember when we just started and 2 people got in mind control real quick before she even came out with the symbol? Recycled mechanic. Remember the Aquaman raid with Black Manta, when he does that quick skull for the first like slither of his health goes up? That's all. There's a recycled mechanic. The same thing happens here. You'll be burning her down. Next thing you know, somebody instantly got mind control. There's no warning, no nothing. That's the same thing happened to Black Manta. Skull comes up, you do that one shot. Everybody say you just got to block. After you block, after that, everything is rinse, repeat, normal. So if the troll or the healer with the supercharge is aware of that, they go straight to like, okay, well, I know it's coming regardless. Let me just go ahead and just pop a supercharge. Okay, great. He's mind control. Donkey Cat hitting him with the a heat vision. He's out. Okay, great. Then the troll or whoever burning, going from there, doing the regular cycle, EOG spamming all day. The troll watch your weight again, doing his thing, giving that power, giving that debuffs. You're fine. Nobody really needs no supercharge at that moment. Okay, the tank or Dark, because there's 2 that really know the mechanics like instantly, like how things go one by one by one. My bad, somebody just sent me a purple tail. So once mind control comes up, troll or a healer with a group supercharge, pop the supercharge, just watch and wait. Mother box hit a ray beam at somebody else, that's the person gonna get the mind control. And then instantly 2 more people gonna get it. Hit them with the heat vision, get them out. If you don't got the heat vision to get it with whatever DPS you're, hit them with a weapon tap, slowly work and get them out. That's it. And then it's a rinse repeat from there as everything you saw unfold. You come into the beginning, drop your supply drop. That's a signal for the tank. Everybody got their buff. They go in from there. Somebody instantly goes and get mind control. Whether the troll pay attention or not, that's fine. After that, the ad phase comes up. Everybody work on the hit the support rolls, hit the orbital. Everybody focusing on the maniac first to get him out the way because he lunges coming out. The tank cannot control that all the time. Or the troll got enough dominance, he can help stun it a little bit. Or if you got, let's say, weapon brawling, you can help juggle that out real quick. That helps out too. But again, the mechanic does what the maniac does what he wants. After that ad phase is dead and gone. Then you got the bracers fade. Everybody stop attacking like you're supposed to do. You know, for example, let's say for example, she's on bracers phase, and if I hit it, you're gonna get knocked back. You know it wasn't you, so that means clearly somebody hit the bracers phase. But if you got a good healer paying attention to that right there, I would priority heal just because there's always a dumbass that's gonna hit her in bracers phase. You're gonna always get a dumbass. So then let's just say that part get over. Now let's just say let's say for example I'm that dumbass, I'm still hitting her while she's in bracer phase and you go down. Me personally, I always say check in combat. So if you die for anything, especially doing that, check in combat, my name would come out and it would be in that list of the bracers, so you know directly who killed you. And that's pretty much the whole mechanics from here. Once you get down, and it's a rinse and repeat until the third or fourth ad phase. Once the third or fourth ad phase come, and you will know because it would be an arrow right here. A blade right here that I saw two people keep running into and kept saying the conversations like, oh man, again, one of them special, oh man, I don't know where they hit me. You literally ran into the blade and you died. It comes back to pay attention. First arrow will come here. Another one will come over here. Everything is widely spread out. Next thing you know, multiple arrows will come out. Once they do, if everybody paid attention to the mechanics of the arrows and where they place them, it would be a clear path walking here, just like this, and then a sharp beeline turn right here where you can just literally walk through the whole thing if everybody runs and put the arrows away from the group like they need to be. But once you come down to the third or fourth ad phase, let's say her health comes down like past 50%, everybody should be right here and just burn the balls. The tank should be right here, hold the aggro. The backup tank should be somewhere in the mid side so they can just juggle back and forth. And that's it. And that, my friend, that is the raid. And once you get down to the, like say, the last 10% of her health, hold on to your orbitals, and you know, unless you know for sure when the ad phase is going to come up, and you might hear somebody say, oh, this is the last ad phase. Yes, go for broke. You got a supercharge, you got an orbital, lay it on her ass. But remember, if you're cooped up back here in the corner, she's going to teleport on you. So if she's right here teleporting, again, don't panic. Just go to the side. Don't panic. Go to the other side. If you got the arrow, go to the other side. Take your time. Make sure the arrow's off of you. Or if you can't see yourself, if you can't see the blade running towards you, look at somebody else. 1 out of 3, I'm going to have the arrow that was on them is going to be off of them. Or you might hear somebody say fake arrow, and then you come right back to the group and just DPS. That's it. And that's literally the whole raid right there. You don't have to be, if you know you're a part of the job, you don't have to be on the mic. You don't have to talk. You just have to watch and listen. Your camera zoomed out. 3 people on your screen. Everybody got flat screen TVs now. I don't see how the hell you don't see somebody with a fucking arrow on your head, just like CTE with the green arrows. The green arrows on you, you see it on you, run to the back of the wall. Same thing here. A rinse and repeat cycle of all the old DLCs. Same thing here. The arrows on you, run to the side of the room. Come right on back when you see the blade or somebody say fake arrow. That's it. You do never bring the arrow back here. The healers can heal you like the other 2 DPS, like, oh man, I'm gonna sit right here and hold block. So the AoE, bro, just get out the goddamn the AoE circle and just keep DPSing. The healers can heal you through that. You want to sit here and waste burn? You want to sit here and block through AoEs? Let that shit go. Just walk out of it, because that's another one too. If you don't try to run out of it, don't try to like run out of it, but just take your time and walk out of it. If you got good healers, the healers will heal you through it, so you can just work your way, jump out of it, and just kind of move out of it from there, because it once pull you and the arrows kind of sling you like a pinball. And that's literally the mechanics for the first boss. And that's with one tank. Now, if you come in here and somebody say, hey, let's do a second tank, and you see everybody else like 321 CR, whatever, you see other, like I say, like maybe like a Heat League or a Neurotic League, they're gonna laugh. I mean, it's easier. Yeah, it's not bad, bro. It's literally all the stuff all the mistakes that everybody else is making, you're gonna hear that less and less of the people that know what they're doing. If you die 80% of her health, that's fine. You get picked back up and you go from there. But if you're dying that early, exactly, that's all you have to do. It's not that hard to do, bro. One blade come here, move out the way. All that extra chitty chatty conversation, if you can't chew bubblegum and walk at the same time, you just need to stop talking. Like, real talk, just stop talking, pay attention to mechanics, and that's it. As a healer, I'll pay attention, but even look at the scoreboard. And let's say, for example, the original troll was in here. He barely did no fucking pickups as a troll. No pickups. On my healer, I got three over him. On my troll, I got 4 over him. You should be paying attention to what you're doing. You got two healers doing EOG spam. You're sitting pretty as a troll with supercharges all day. You should not be over here. You're doing the same fucking thing you was doing as a DPS and troll. Why are you over here? Anything over this part right here is the tank's world. This tank is literally dancing all this blue. So if he coming over here trying to kite the boss plus the ads, what you think gonna happen to your dumb ass? You right here. You got all this room on your side. There's no reason for you to be nowhere near that. And then the other guy ran. He's flying up all the way over the air over here behind the tank. Why the fuck are you even back here, bro? That's the stupidest thing too. If you're flying up here in the air and you're hit, let's say when the ad space come up, what's the maniac gonna do? His prime mechanic is to what? Lunge at random people. So you're gonna be that random person when the rest of DPSs that's over all the way on this side trying to burn it. Why would you do that? You're putting yourself in jeopardy. You're putting the group in jeopardy because we're trying to get through the raid. That doesn't even make any sense. And let's just say, for example, he might have okay, well, Hatter said I'm over that side, so I can come fly over here. Okay, great. You're all the way over here flying over everybody's head. Again, why would you do that when a fucking arrow or blade come over your head and you killing somebody else? You killing your group. That, again, doesn't make any sense. Or or the maniac lunging at you. Doesn't make any sense. Pay attention. Stay with the group. But other than that, have fun with the game. Enjoy the experiences that I have. I hope you get to CR 320.